Hi, and welcome back. I'm doing another video. Let's see how this one goes. It is day 8 here at the US Open. I have survived 8 days, probably more than 100 hours here. I'm getting really tired, but I'm not going to complain. I'm watching tennis all day, and that's not bad. You're all back to work. You know, it's the unofficial first week of fall. And it's funny because the US Open, in a way, it sort of has that last week of summer, first week of fall feel to it. Last week certainly felt like the last week of summer. A lot of sort of non-dramatic, loosey-goosey, sort of carefree problems. It was really windy over the weekend. It was really hot in the middle of the week. But not a ton of drama on the courts. Jelena Jankovic got knocked off on the women's side. Andy Murray got knocked off on the men's side. But all the big boys and girls are still there. They're still on the court. So that's a good thing. You know, I've been covering this event for 4 years now. And in that time, strangely, there has never been any buzz for a Roger Federer Rafael Nadal final. I've never heard it. It's never happened. You know, as a matter of fact, last year, Rafael Nadal made it all the way to the semifinals. Not once in a press conference until after he was eliminated was he even asked about Roger Federer. It has been totally different this year. They are asking Rafa about Roger nonstop. They are asking Roger about Rafa nonstop. They even asked Novak Djokovic today. After his victory, what makes Rafa so successful against Roger? Everybody wants this final. It is still potentially, if it does happen, 6 days away. But they've never played in New York. They've played in Paris, they've played in Melbourne, and they've played in London, but they've never played in New York. And there's nothing that could be more exciting about it. And Rafa, you know, we wrote about him in The Observer before this tournament started. You know, he's always had sort of this weird ambivalence about New York. He doesn't really embrace the city. That is, you know, he doesn't really go out and enjoy things. He's not going to fashion shows or anything like that. And also, you know, the thing about Rafa is he's always come in here banged up, hurt, exhausted. That's not happening. He's saying that I'm getting better each and every day. So that's a really good sign. There's one other guy, though, who's inching himself into the conversation. Someone I mentioned earlier, Novak Djokovic. This guy who hasn't won a major in almost 3 years. Somebody who became a star here at the Open in 2007. We put him on the cover of The Observer. Robert De Niro and Grace Hightower brought him to a dinner after that. And then he made it all the way to the final. But he hasn't done a ton since. And he's somebody who always plays 4-hour matches during the first week and a half of the Open. And he did that in his first match, but he hasn't done it since. And he's starting to look really good. And he would potentially play Roger in a semifinal here on Saturday afternoon. But keep an eye out for Djokovic. He might do something here. And there's a good chance he might even be able to knock out Roger on Saturday, presuming that both of them get that far. But I think it's a safe bet that they both will. The other thing I have to look at on the women's side, Caroline Wozniacki. She defeated Maria Sharapova today. And, you know, Wozniacki, she has a very Hingis-like game. She's a really, really, really solid player. A lot of variety, a lot of moon balls. And she is somebody who basically has a walkthrough to the final now. She doesn't have top-tier talent to play in her quarterfinals match and her semifinals match, and she knocked off Maria Sharapova today. And if she played either Kim Clijsters or Venus Williams in the final, we have the potential of having 2 really good finals here on Saturday night and Sunday, and that's very, very exciting. See that I've got my hoodie on tonight. Starting to get colder, starting to feel more like October. I don't know what that was. But it's starting to feel a little bit chillier here. And, you know, it feels like the first week of fall. And just like it is back at work, things are starting to get serious here. So we're not going to have any more complaints about the wind or the sun or anything like that. We're going to go straight through and have some competitive tennis over the next few days. And, of course, I'll be here to bring it all to you. So make sure you check out observer.com/US Open.